Would you rather live mortgage-free or build long-term wealth? It's a tough question, right? And one that many people are actually facing right now. Even though we're in a buyer's market with more homes to choose from, stronger negotiating power, and shifting interest rates, deciding whether to buy or to keep renting isn't always a straightforward decision. In today's video, I'm going to be exploring a recent article featuring families making this exact choice. And by the end, I hope you'll have a clearer understanding of what will make the most financial sense for you. Hi there and welcome. I'm Sonia Ramgobin, realtor with RE/MAX, servicing the Durham region and the GTA. And as always, my hope is that these videos keep you informed and help you navigate the real estate market with confidence. So I'm sure many of you have heard that owning a home is the key to financial security and long-term wealth, right? And to be honest with you, I agree. I do believe in home ownership, and not because I'm in the business of real estate, but because I've personally experienced the financial benefits of home ownership. However, with that being said, I also understand that buying a home in today's market hasn't been easy. Even with lower interest rate, home prices are still very high, and getting approved for a mortgage has become a lot more challenging. So that's why so many people are asking themselves, well, does buying still really make sense, or is renting the smarter choice for now? Based on this, I recently came across an article that featured families trying to decide whether to rent or to buy. And one of the families was Peter and Sophia. So Peter and Sophia are a professional couple with 2 kids. And on paper, they seem like the ideal candidates for home ownership. They have good income, they have solid credit, but why are they still renting? Well, for them, renting a 2-bedroom co-op in downtown Toronto isn't just about saving money, it's about freedom. Renting allows them to live comfortably, travel, and avoid any type of financial stress. If they were to actually buy a home, their housing costs would jump from 20% of their earned income to nearly all of it. And that's something they just weren't willing to sacrifice. However, they also know that renting isn't a long-term solution for them. As their kids grow, they do worry about outgrowing their current space. And that's the tough part that I find many renters are faced with, this challenge of balancing financial flexibility today with long-term stability for the future. So I completely understand where Peter and Sophia are coming from, because I hear this from my clients a lot. They love the flexibility and being able to use their money for other priorities, but let's be real. Rent isn't as affordable as it used to be, especially for those renting an entire home. And while rent prices may have dipped slightly, they can still go up every year. So when you add in utilities, tenant insurance, and other expenses, the cost can add up really quickly. So while renting offers that freedom in some ways, it also comes with a lot of financial challenges that, in my opinion, shouldn't be overlooked. So to add to this point, based on the article, there's a financial planner by the name of Shannon Lee Simmons who recommends that your fixed expenses, which include your housing costs, shouldn't take up more than 50% of your take-home pay. So if renting or buying pushes you past that, you might be stretching yourself too thin. And that's where the real challenge lies. It's trying to find the right balance between affordability, stability, and the lifestyle that you want to maintain. So speaking of stability, this has been a big concern for many renters lately. One of the biggest challenges that I hear about is a lot of clients worry about not being able to stay in a rental long term. Many renters nowadays are being forced to move unexpectedly because their landlords are needing the property for either family or has to sell due to financial reasons. So having to suddenly pack up your life and relocate, especially when you weren't prepared for it, can be a really stressful and overwhelming experience. So in my opinion, this is one of the biggest trade-offs when it comes to renting. While renting offers flexibility and lower upfront cost, it also comes with that lack of control over your living situation. So unlike homeowners, renters don't have that security of knowing that they can stay as long as they want. And in a market where rent prices are high, being forced to move could mean that you're paying significantly more for a similar space, or you'll have to compromise on location or size. So with all of this in mind, is buying the right move? Well, according to financial planner Shannon Lee Simmons, home ownership only makes sense if you buy within your means. Now, I know this sounds obvious, but let's be real. We all know someone who got caught up in this excitement or felt pressure to buy, only to stretch their budget too thin. And now they're struggling to keep up and may even have to refinance just to stay afloat. Now, I'm not saying this to dismiss anyone's situation. I understand life throws unexpected challenges and we're just all trying to navigate them. And And that's why Shannon emphasizes to her clients that mortgage payments are only one piece of the puzzle. When buying a home, you also need to factor in closing costs, potential interest rate change, property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, and even furnishing the home. It's a huge financial commitment and may not be the right move for everyone. However, when done right, home ownership can be a powerful wealth building tool. So let me explain further. So over the past 25 years, many homeowners have seen their property value double or even triple, creating opportunities for the future. So for example, you could leverage your home's equity to invest in more properties, or you can sell and buy another home that's mortgage free, or even pass the property down to your children as a long-term asset. So the beauty of home ownership is the financial security and opportunities it provides. But the key is to buy smart, take care of your property, and hold on to it for the long term to truly maximize its benefits. So based on all that information, is renting really just throwing away money? No, not necessarily. In some cases, renting can actually be the smart choice, especially if it allows you to save more for your future, avoid the stress of debt, and skip on all the hassle of home maintenance. At the end of the day, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. If you can buy a home without stretching yourself too thin and still save for the future, then buying could be the right move. But if purchasing a home would leave you struggling to cover other important expenses, then renting might be the better choice for now. In terms of Peter and Sophia, they know their rental isn't their forever home, but for now, it makes the most sense for their family. And that's what really matters, making the choice that works best for you. So what do you think? Is home ownership a realistic option for you right now, or does renting make more sense? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.